Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Susan and John. Good to see you again on the screen. I hope you are well. It's a foggy Tuesday morning here where I am in Springfield. It's starting to lift somewhat. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, though. We're having nice warm weather this week, which is awesome. So who else is on with me today? I have a more important question. Who has voted? I have. Have you voted? Get out and vote. Two weeks ago. All right, Susan. Awesome. That's great. Yeah. According to the numbers, the statistics, quite a few people, millions have already voted, which is awesome. So I took my absentee ballot to the post office. I was a little nervous about just putting it in my mailbox. And but they insert a little, website address you can check on the status of your ballot, and I checked, and they received it and gave me the date that it was received. So that was really cool. Nice little confirmation. Okay, my vote is in. So ready for some yoga? We're working on the upper body today. We'll do a little bit on the lower also. Can't help but doing that, but the upper body, I think, mine at least, needs a lot of attention. We'll get started here in a couple of minutes. I see a couple new people have joined. We were just talking about I was just talking about voting and asking who has voted. So if you'd like to put your count into my little ballot here in the live chat, please do. So just FYI, we're going to start off in a seated position today. So if you like to sit on something to support your hips, allow you to sit up more aligned, make sure you have that all ready to go. Perhaps a folded blanket or a pillow, block, anything will work. I like to use a folded blanket, nice and soft. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll start with an official greeting. Hi, welcome to Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube channel. I'm Carol Stehl, and I have a question for you. Where do you carry tension in your body? Do you know where it resides? Do you know where it hides? So for me, it's in my neck. My neck carries most of the tension in my body, and that translates down to my shoulders and the upper body. And I think this is true for many of us with so much time, the time we spend on our devices. And a lot of times I catch myself looking down when I'm trying to keep everything at eye level, but constantly, just leaning forward and leaning down with my head. Your head weighs a lot, 10 to 12 pounds, the average head weighs. Anyway, so we're going to do a practice today that is going to free up the neck and the shoulders and the upper back. Okay, nice little flow. We're going to start off in a seated position. So find a comfortable seated position. And let's take a moment to get centered. Okay, sit on something. I'm sitting on a folded blanket. You can sit on a block or a pillow. Something to elevate the hips is always nice. A nice little lift if your hips and back are not extremely flexible. And so let's just become like tuning inside. Maybe cast your gaze downward for a moment. Become very present. Very present and just feeling your connection to the surface beneath you. Just feel your sit bones connecting with that surface. And from your sit bones, just let your awareness rise up the spine. And as your awareness rises, allow your spine to elongate and lengthen, getting taller and taller as your awareness floats all the way up to the top of the neck, back of the neck getting long, all the way up to the crown of the head. Okay, so now let's take the arms out, palms up, out to the sides. Inhale. As you inhale, bring the arms up and flip the palms, and as you exhale, float the arms down. The whole time you're exhaling, you're floating the arms down. Inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. And again, inhale. Exhaling one more time. Now, let's take the arms behind the head, okay? So clasp the hands behind the head and support your head with your hands, okay? As you lift the heart up towards the sky and draw the elbows back, full breath in. And as you exhale, let's round the back and release the chin down towards the chest and bring the elbows toward one another. On the inhalation, inhaling, lifting, lengthening, opening, elbows opening, exhaling and rounding. And let's do that 3 more times, moving with the breath. Allow the breath to help open up the body. Infusing the breath into the pose as you flow in to one and out. And last one. And then coming back to center. Okay, just rest your hands comfortably on your thighs. And so from here, let's lengthen up the spine once again and all the way up the back of the neck. Get really tall through the back of the neck. And then as you exhale, let's release the chin down towards the chest. And as you inhale, gently tilt your head over to one side. And on the exhale, release back the chin back towards the chest. Inhaling, other side, tilting. Relax the opposite shoulder, relax both shoulders. Exhaling back to center. Let's just go back and forth, flowing gently, side to side, just tilting the head, moving with the breath. And let's take one more round. And then eventually, chin comes back down toward the center of the chest. And on an inhalation, raise the head. Okay, so now let's release the right ear over to the right shoulder, gently. And then take the left arm out to the side, fingertips on the floor, and start walking the fingertips out to the side. And if you'd like, you can take the opposite hand and wrap it around your head and very gently maybe draw the head down a little bit more. Now for my neck, it's very, very tense. I don't need much traction here. I've already got plenty of a stretch going. So you decide if you want to add some tension, add some weight onto the head. And let's hold here for a couple more breaths. And on an inhale, raise the arm back up, head comes back up, float it back down. Good. So other side, let's lengthen up through the spine, through the cervical spine as well, all the way up to the top of the head. Then release the left ear to the left shoulder. Walk the right hand out. Drop that shoulder down. Breathe here. And again, if you want a little more traction on the head, you can take the opposite hand and place it on the opposite ear and draw down a little bit. One more breath here. In and out. And inhale, release. Take the arm up and bring it back down. Okay. So now let's draw the shoulders up towards the ears as you breathe in. Draw them back and down as you breathe out. Inhale, lift the shoulders way up. Exhale, down and back. Let's just keep taking these shoulder rolls, unsticking those shoulder blades. Sometimes they can just kind of get stuck. Couple more times. And then back to center. Okay, great. So now let's take one arm and bring it straight in front of you with the thumb on top. Take it out to the side. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring it forward. Keep the arm straight and bring it across the chest. And take your opposite hand and just support that arm. And then take it right back out. Inhaling, opening. Keep your sternum facing forward. Exhale, bring it across the chest. And a couple more times. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, closing. If you bend the elbow, you're losing the integrity of the stretch. It doesn't matter how far across the chest you come. Just keep the arm straight and let it stop where it wants to stop. Feel a nice stretch. And then release that arm back out and down. Other arm, straight ahead, thumb up. Inhale, all the way back. Exhale, bring it across. Give a little assistance with the opposite hand. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, closing. Couple more times. Moving with the breath. And then release that arm back out and float it back down. Okay, so let's bring the knees together and come on to hands and knees. Okay, so table pose. Your wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And so first we're going to just sink down. We're going to keep the arms straight, but just let the whole torso sink down in those shoulder sockets. Just sink down, sink, sink, sink. Now curl the tailbone up and come into a little bit of an arch in the back as you're sinking. And just look down at the ground. Don't lift the chin. Don't want to crunch the neck. Okay, so from here, take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's round the back, release the neck, release the head. Just let it dangle and lift, lift, lift way up out of those shoulder sockets. Lift the middle of the back up towards the sky. Draw the navel up slightly towards the spine. Okay, and then let's reverse. Come back into the slump. Slumping, sinking, just looking straight ahead or down at the floor. And exhaling, rounding. Rounding and lifting. And then coming back into the slump. And then exhaling and rounding. And now hold here. And we're going to do this 2 more rounds, but we're going to reverse the breath. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to inhale here in the rounded shape. And then we're going to move to the exhale as we come into the slump table. Inhale and lift. Let your breath open up the back of the body. Exhale and slump. And one more time. And then come back to center. Okay, so now let's take a twist in the table. All right, let's bring the left hand underneath the heart. Take the right arm all the way up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the arm down. And you want to bring the shoulder to the floor. If the shoulder won't come down, you can release just the forearm to the ground. That works too. So coming down on the shoulder if you can. And then placing your free hand, your left hand on the floor. You can either keep your hand on the floor or you can slide that hand forward and stretch that arm out and take your pose here. Or you can bring that arm up in the air and wrap it around your back. So 3 options for the free hand. Take whichever one works best for you. Make sure your neck is happy. So you may need to roll onto the top of your head, towards the top of your head a little bit more, or you can release the cheek down towards the floor. And let's take one more breath here. And then bring your arm back down to the standing position. If it's not already there, press into that hand to come back up. Okay, other side. Right hand underneath the heart, left hand comes up. Breathe in. Exhale, thread the needle. Forearm to the ground or shoulder to the ground. And then either keep that right hand standing on the ground, or you can slide it forward to get a different kind of a stretch in the shoulder. Or you can bring it up and wrap it around the back for a different kind of opening. I'm just breathing here. And then on your next breath in, let's bring the hand back to the center position and then press yourself up. Okay, from here, let's take a downward dog. So set up your hands for downward dog. Collarbones are broadening. Curl the toes and lift up. Just make this an easy dog. Keep the knees bent if you like. And just let the head dangle. Let the head just dangle, kind of wobble around. Big breath in. As you exhale, just push and lengthen the hips back towards the wall behind you. Big breath in one more time. And as you exhale, let's just walk the feet all the way up to the front of the mat. And then just hang here in the forward fold. Clasp your elbows and let your head dangle. Now be sure to just make sure that your legs are happy. So you can bend your knees a little bit or a lot here. If you're real flexible, your legs can be straight. And just shake your head yes. Just releasing the weight of the head on the neck. Shake your head no. Breathing. Good. Let's take the hands to the waist. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tone the belly slightly. Come all the way up. And then let's take the arms all the way up. Out and up. And then turn the palms and then bring the hands behind and clasp the hands behind and open up. The shoulders widen across the collarbones. Lift the heart up. And then let's fold again with the hands behind us. Again, you can bend the knees as much as you like. Just let the head go. And if your arms will allow, just gently lift the hands away from the back. They may not want to come off your back. If they don't come off, that's okay. Just let the head go though. Shake the head, wobble the head. Just remind it to not hold on for dear life. Okay. And so now let's slowly release the hands down towards the back and then release them down to the floor. Hands to the floor. And now let's bend the knees and let's step the right foot back, all the way back, and release the back knee down to the low lunge. And then we're going to take the arms out, all the way out and back. Now engage the belly. The muscles in the belly here slightly, okay? And lift the heart up, lift, lift, lift. And keep the back of the neck nice and long, okay? And then now let's come to bending the elbows. Elbows bent in the little cactus arms or goalpost arms. And then open the arms up further apart so you're drawing your shoulder blades together. And then as you breathe in, you're drawing your elbows back. As you breathe out, let's bring the arms together in front. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. A couple more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And then arms come back out and then float them back down. And now let's lift into the high lunge. Okay, the back knee lifts off the floor. If that's not in your practice today, you can always keep the knee on the floor, okay? But otherwise, lift, plant the right hand down, lift the left arm up, coming into a twist. Press into the standing hand and lift through the top hand. And then bring that arm back behind you and then down and then forward and then up. We're just taking big circles with the arm. And you can follow your hand with your gaze if you'd like to get your neck involved. If your neck says that's not working for me, then just don't follow your hand. Couple more times. And then bring the hand back down to the floor. Let's step back to downward dog. And big breath in here. And exhale, coming forward to a plank pose. And then let's release the knees down. And then bring the hips up. Curl the tailbone up as you bring the chest and chin to the floor. And then sliding forward into a cobra. Elbows drawing back and towards your waist. And then let's curl the toes under and push back up into downward dog. And one more breath here. And let's step the left foot forward. Excuse me, let's step the right foot forward. We had the right foot back last time. Okay, release the back knee down. And take the arms out. Tone the belly, lift the heart up. Opening up through the upper body, the upper chest. And now let's bend the elbows into the cactus arms. Inhaling, open the arms up, drawing the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, let's bring the arms together in front. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Couple more times. And let's bring the arms out. Breathing in and exhale, hands to the floor. Curl the back toes under, lift into the high lunge. Plant the left hand down and raise the right arm up. Into the twist. Get really long all the way across the collarbones from hand to hand, okay? And so now you can take the arm in those revolutions, back, down, forward, and up. And watch your hand, if you'd like. Big breaths in as you open the body, breathing out as you close. Let the breath help open up the body. And last one. And then bringing the hand back down to the floor. And now let's step back to downward dog. And then walk the feet all the way back up to the front of the mat. Hands to the waist. Level back, come all the way up. Take the arms out and all the way up as you breathe in. And exhale the hands together in front of the heart. And let's inhale, arms up. And exhale, let's fold. Release the head, just let it go. And then now let's step the right foot way back. And let's plant the back foot. Okay, the front knee stays bent. And then we're going to come up into a warrior two. We're going to do something different with our arms in warrior two. So your torso is turning towards the long edge of your mat. Okay, so we're going to take the arms out and then cross the right arm on top of the left. Cross it all the way over. Okay, and then perhaps bring the backs of the hands together. Maybe the fronts of the hand, the palms will come together. So we're doing the eagle arms and the warrior two legs. Okay, and so here, release the chin down towards the chest and breathe into the back of the body, the upper back of the body. Breathe into the area where you're feeling the tension or the resistance in the pose. And then on your next exhale, inhale, raise the head. Exhaling, open the arms. And now let's turn our arms, just airplane them all the way around so we turn the sternum towards the front of the mat. And take the arms up. Arms up. And take your right arm and bend at the elbow and bring the hand onto the back. And the opposite hand comes out with the thumb turned down and bend the elbow and walk your hand up the back. So one hand is, I'm just turning so you can see, one arm is elbows up, one elbows down, and your hands are working to reach one another. If they don't reach, no problem. But just walk your hands toward one another on the back. And let's breathe here, another breath. And then on your next inhale, release the arms, extend them straight up and down. And then let's bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into downward dog. And release forward to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Hips come up Chest and chin to the floor. Slide forward into a cobra. And let's lift back to downward dog. And now let's look forward. Step the right foot forward. Plant the back foot. The front knee is bent. And let's come up into the warrior two on this side. Okay, and then the arms stretching out. Torso's turning towards the side, the long edge of your mat. And now let's bring the arms, but this time the left arm on top, stretch it across. And then bend at the elbows, backs of the hands together, or maybe the palms of the hands together. Breathe in and lengthen up through the crown of the head, and exhale, release the chin towards the chest. Breathe here. Infuse your breath into that spot between the shoulder blades. And next breath in, let's raise the chin. And release the arms. Let's turn towards the front of the mat. Bring the arms up into the warrior one. We're going to do warrior one, but we're going to change the arms. So the left elbow bends down, elbow bends, hand on the back, and the right arm, thumb down, bend at the elbow, walk it up the back. So top arm, hand walking down, bottom hand walking up. And just look straight ahead and breathe. And one more breath here, in and out. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, let's float them all the way down to the front of the mat. Step back into downward dog. And let's come forward into plank. Release the knees down. Hips come up in the air as you bring the chest and chin to the floor. And slide the heart forward. Release the hips down into cobra pose. And just let your head look down, down, down. And lengthen the back of the neck. Lengthen, lengthen. And as you're lengthening the back of the neck, just gently raise the head up. So you're looking down at the floor or maybe straight ahead. So you're not raising the chin up much at all in this cobra pose. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift a little higher perhaps. And let's just release the arms down so that the elbows are on the floor. Elbows underneath your shoulders. In Sphinx pose. Okay, so in Sphinx pose, draw your shoulders back, and down and away from the ears, and then lift the navel up towards the spine. Navel up towards the spine, creating some space there in the low back. And then grab onto the floor with your arms and hands and draw your heart forward. Pull your heart forward. And again, keep the back of the neck nice and long. And then from here, we're going to slide the hands back. Push the hips up very slowly. Slow motion, slow motion, slow motion. Release the hips back to a child's pose. Slowly getting there. Take any version of child's pose you like. But rest your head on something, even if it's your fists or a block, blanket, something, if not the mat. And then from here, roll your head to one side so that you're just rolling on the forehead from side to side. Gently rolling the head. And then just bring your head back to center. Take 3 big breaths into the back body here. And just let every muscle in your neck go. Just relax the muscles in your neck. And then gently raise up. And then we're going to work our way on to our back. Okay, so you can cross your ankles and roll over if you like. Any way you can get down there. And you can just take your arms out in the cactus arms and just release the knees over to one side and then to the other. Just a few times. If you like, you can roll your head to the opposite side. And then coming back to center. Let's roll one knee into the chest and then bring the other one in as well. And just hug your knees and perhaps rock from side to side. And then extend the legs all the way out. Nice and long. Coming into Shavasana for just a minute or so. So extend the legs out long, as if someone's pulling your legs out, making them longer. And then do the same with your arms. Draw your arms out, away from the sockets. And then lengthen the back of the neck, nice and long. But it's not flattening, but it's nice and long. And then take a big breath in. And exhale out through the mouth. Exhale out everything. And just stay connected with your breath. Softening and relaxing everywhere. The face, the neck, the shoulders, arms and hands. Hips are heavy. Legs relaxing. And if you'd like to take a longer Shavasana, please feel free to. But otherwise, if you'd like to join me in a seated position, just work your way up to sitting to close your practice. Taking a moment to notice how you feel and sending gratitude to yourself for taking time to take care of yourself, for the self-care today. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being a part of the Sun and Moon community. Namaste. Okay, yogis. Look, there's Alex Levin. Yay. Hi, Alex. Hello, everyone. I guess it's now goodbye, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you haven't voted, please vote. Take good care. Ciao. Ciao, Alex. Yogolini.